Oh, we're on. Aloha, everyone. We are live and inspired today. The reason I'm doing this video is because I actually wanted to make a video about Valentine's Day. Oh, I am. Wait a second, everyone. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was doing a sound testing, making sure that my sound was good and my volume levels were okay. And as you can tell, I have the mic closer to me now. I don't know what was going on. It's like I felt really, I will say this. Okay, so before we get into Valentine's Day and stuff like that, I labeled this a bonus video because I feel kind of terrible because we had Kevin Bednar's on earlier with the Gentleman Cocktails, and I felt really bad because if I felt like I was like underwater talking, and it just really sucked. Like it really did, and I felt terrible, and it just felt like you had to be like, what was he saying? What? Can you speak up a little bit louder there, son? And really, it was because my speakers, my speakers, enunciate, Gregory. My speakers were on, and so the thing was is that I had my mic and I had the headphones jacked in, so I could actually hear, right? Because you have to understand is that when I can hear everything perfectly, like I can hear my neighbors upstairs when they're rummaging through their house for porridge, because I think they're like three bears that live up there. You know, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear, and I can actually hear my loud ass fucking gaming PC going off, just fucking loud as can be. The fans and everything's kicking on, so I can hear all that shit when I have these. Um, when I have the headphones in. So, and I try to, and usually I don't like having headphones on, but I've become more and more accustomed to them because I'm trying to not do like and man and stuff like that, you know, where I smack my lips, and I try really hard, and I know me, I'm trying to be more professional. I really love doing gentleman cocktails with Chris. I really love doing my thoughts videos. I really love this, and I really love. Hopefully, people will take a look at the catalog and be like, "Holy shit, this guy has a lot of videos," and and hopefully, like Mr. Bednar's was saying before, you know, wanting Chris and I to both be on his podcast and stuff like that, and be guests. Hopefully, like Chris and I both, or Chris or I, one of us could represent Jumbo Cocktails, or if a person wanted, they could only get one of us, it's like cool, you know, because I would really love for Joe Miller Cocktails, just us in general, Chris and I, to just kind of take off. I would love to do. See, I just did that. I just smacked my lips. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be more coherent when it comes to that type of stuff. I don't like pausing a mid sentence, but you have to understand is that it is really hard for me not to talk without an accent, because I'm just more used to doing this fucking shit, and I don't really care. That's what you have to understand. I can go on for fucking days about talking like this, and it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. But the problem is that you have to understand is that I took speech classes when I was in primary school or elementary school to get away from that type of speech pattern, and having to enunciate my words, it fucking sucks. I'm just going to say it like that. It fucking sucks. Also, too, I pause also because I'm hearing myself. So it's one of those things where you hear yourself talk, and you're like, holy shit. It's kind of like an echo almost, but it's like if you're on the phone. But when I hear like and man, I'm just like, you know, I kind of tighten up because I'm trying not to talk like that, if that makes any sense. And I know I'm getting way off topic, and I know it's supposed to be about Valentine's Day and my thoughts on it and stuff like that. But I will get into it, and I'm sorry if you just say, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm not interested. But I will get into it, you know, I promise. But thank you for sticking around as long as you have. And yeah. So yeah, I feel kind of terrible. And right now, like I heard Papa Bear just rummaging around looking for Goldilocks. But yeah, so see, that's not and I try very hard not to do that. I mean, listen, look, when I'm out and about in town, I just look sexy and things happen. It's like women don't get with me because I have an amazing vocabulary and I am Mr. like talking some woman out of her panties. That ain't me. It's because of my tattoos. It's because I'm a bruiser. It's because I'm a tough guy. It sure as fuck ain't because I'm a smooth talking Jimmy Walker, because I'm not that person. I've tried many a times and I have been shot down more times and shot down. No one has seen a shot down so bad as fucking Top Gun. It's just so bad. Like, damn, man, I haven't seen a shot down that bad since Top Gun, baby. Oh, shit. But yeah, so, but no, but yeah, so I'm trying really hard to not, trying hard to catch myself on certain things and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, so I want to get into, so without further ado, yeah, I know that was a big cold open. Without further ado, I'm going to get into my thoughts about Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day, on one hand, is something that's really good and really cool. And on the other, I'm just like, this is another fucking holiday that we kind of don't need. And why celebrate just one day of giving your loved one a blowjob when you can just give them a blowjob whenever the fuck you want to? And both men and women, you know, you can blow men or women's, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, so, but, yeah, and, you know, it's just one of those things. So yeah, with that, everyone, I'm going to end the podcast now, and there you go. Handsome Cobra, Sex Ed 101. Glad I could help out. No, no, I do have mixed feelings about Valentine's Day. One of the things that I think it's really good because I do like the celebration of it, where it's one of those things where, I mean, okay, so I will say this. I've been out with women before, and they're like, oh, I don't really care about Valentine's Day, and it's just one day, and blah, 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 blah. But deep down inside, man, I mean, and I'm not speaking for women in general here, but the women I've been out with really were like, hey, are we going to do anything for Valentine's Day? Kind of like, are we going to do anything for Valentine's Day? It's like, yeah, right, yeah, I totally have things planned. You do? It's like, sure. It's like, and fucking full well I don't, all right, you know, but it's like, it's a week out or it's 2 weeks out, and I can come up with something, right? You know, I can scrounge together and, you know, squirreling away cash, you know, that I fucking have locked away in some nest egg. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, here, you know, and yeah, so, you know, spending money that, you know, I saved for a rainy day, but hey, you know, I'm kind of glad that, you know, I got to spend it on the person. So the for Valentine's Day. So that, and also too, it shows. It's like people may say it's fucking propaganda and stuff like that, but I I will say this. Okay, this is how. Okay, what I love about, you have to understand. Okay, so now you may say I'm a fucking sociopath here, or I'm buying a person's love, which is not what I do. But either way, I would just come out and say it. Listen, look, I am a very hard person to say I love you to. Like for me to tell a person I love them, it's kind of hard for me because I'm a person who loves hard. Okay. And what I mean by loving hard is that when I love a person, when I get in a relationship with a person, like it's I'm their fucking okay. So I have a word which isn't the most pleasant, but the homie G Funk eras have another word, but I can't use it because I'm Caucasian. but I will say, but in place of that word, it's like, okay, so you have what's called a ride or die chick or a bitch. Now you're not calling a woman a derogatory comment when you call her a bitch. Okay. You're saying that this is your ride or die chick. This is the chick who's going to be with you. And basically, as an insert, since I'm Caucasian, I can't say this other word, so I say dick. Okay, so yeah, D-I-C-K, dick. Like, not Dick Grayson, but I'm her dick. Right? So she's my bitch, I'm her dick. And what that means is that I'm her ride or die man. Right? So if I tell you that if I tell a woman, like, I think you're the bomb diggity love, I think you're the bomb diggity yo, and I love you. Then what that means is that I have precisely taken into account everything that we've done, okay, up till then. Now, I'm not talking about lust. Lust and love are two totally different things. I'm talking about pure love. Like, I love this person. I don't care. They love me for me, right? And you know, I know I'm handsome. Some people would say that you're not handsome. You're a balding motherfucker. It's like, you know, your hairline's going. You're fucking 40 something. You know, it's, you know, or whatever. You know, you look like an old man because you got gray in your beard, or whatever. You look like a homeless person. She doesn't care about that. She loves me for me. She loves that I fucking, that in her mind's eye, I'm the barbarian warlord king who fucking is gonna, you know, ravage her body in the bedroom. You know, it's like, but I'm a gentleman when we're out. You know, it's like what they say. You know, a lady wants a gentleman, a freak in the bed, but a gentleman in the street. You know, but stuff like that. But yeah, so going back to the dick and bitch analogy. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, she's my ride or die chick. I'm a ride or die man. So that's where that comes in. Okay. And so when I tell a woman I love her or a person, because like I said before on many occasions, I mean, I'm not homosexual, but homosexuality is something that you discover. And I haven't discovered myself being a homosexual yet, but it may happen within the next year, it may happen within the next 5 years. I don't know. And if for some reason, if my next relationship happens to be with a man, let me tell you something. If I'm fucking happy and he's happy with me, then so fucking be it, man. Because let me tell you something. Love is hard, man. Valentine's Day is a hard thing. Oh, and now I'm jumping, and I'm sorry. But I'll tell you why it's hard, and I'll probably forget, but let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin into why it's hard. But like I said before, like as far as I know, I've only been in heterosexual relationships. So as far as I know, but that doesn't mean, but just because if I were to get with a man doesn't mean that I'm all of a sudden I'm a homosexual. It just means I've been in a homosexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, there's a big difference. It's like, just because I'm in a heterosexual relationship with a person doesn't mean that I can't be in a homosexual relationship with other people, you know, or other men. It's one of those things where, I mean, I've always gone by you love who you love, whether or not they're male or female. Okay. So that's how I view it. I mean, I don't like putting labels on things because then you just become a statistic, and it sucks because, hey man, I've taken psychology courses. I had to use statistics giving seminars and presentations and stuff like that, and it sucks. Because usually statistics are boring and stupid, and people don't really give a shit. I mean, they're factual, but they're boring as fuck. So they tell you don't use a lot of statistics, even though I bog my presentations down with them because it's factual. It's factual stuff. But I don't. But on the other hand, this is where I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't think anybody does. No one wants to be. But it's just the way the world is. The world likes patterns and organizations, and things of that nature. So thus we get into that habit. But when I tell a person that I love them, I mean, like, as a significant other, as a sexual partner, as a person that I care for, I'll take a bullet for them. I'll die for them. And that's straight up, hand to God, stuff. I'll go full Bostonian on that one. Yeah. Because that means that I love that person, and I'm willing to lay my life on the line for them. I'm willing to take a bullet. I'm willing to, get my kidney shanked, or take a scalpel to the fucking neck, whatever, man. It's one of those things where, and for me, it's very hard for me to tell somebody that I love them, because the simple fact is that I love myself. I'm not gonna lie, I do. First and foremost, I love me, and that's how. And is it me? And this is the way that my mind's eye works, is that you should love yourself first. If you are not happy with yourself, then you shouldn't bring someone else into your bullshit and try to make a relationship out of that. Because two people who are not comfortable with themselves getting into a relationship, so you have one person not comfortable with themselves, you have variable A not comfortable with themselves, variable B not comfortable with themselves, then you have a combination of A and B. Now it doesn't become A, B, it becomes C. A plus B equals C, if we're going to go the algebraic way. So, because now you created this new situation, this new letter, if you will, this new variable, if you will. And bringing that baggage or problems into another person's, it doesn't solve anything. If you don't love yourself and that person doesn't love themselves, and I don't mean like you have to be in love with yourself. What I mean is that you are happy with yourself. You're not going to be happy with yourself all the time. I mean, you got to be very naive to think, oh, well, what am I supposed to be? Happy all the time with myself? Sometimes I hate myself. It's like, yeah, sometimes I hate myself too, right? Sometimes I really fucking dislike myself. And those are things, that's a psychological issue that I have to deal with. You know, there's certain things that I, you know, psychologically, yeah, I'm fucked up, man. I mean, you know, a lot of it's war shit. You know, a lot of times I have to, and this is, you know, thank Christ I have my father's genes, because my father, Richard E. Wells, man, is like the fucking guy who is like my fucking hero out of anybody else. Teddy Roosevelt, fucking John F. Kennedy, Conan the Barbarian, fucking Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, Superman, Clark Kent, whoever. That's my hero. Richard E. Wells, my father, is my hero. Because that man, I remember back in the day when I was a little kid in my underoos, and my father, man, he would look at himself in the mirror, he would cry, and man, he would tell himself, Richard, you're a winner. You ain't leaving this bathroom. And he's like looking at himself in the fucking mirror until you believe you're a winner. You know, he would go on, man, for like 15 fucking minutes, man, just convincing himself that he was this great being. And you know what? He is. The man is over 70 years old, man. He has his own business. He lives in South Florida with my mom. And he's just doing his thing, man. I mean, he's doing it. And, you know, it's like, well, he's like 72, 73 years old. And, well, 73, yeah. He's going to be 74 this year. Man, I can't believe it. But yeah, it's like, and he's still working. I mean, the guy's not retired. No. The guy, he tried to retire, like literally, legit, hand to God. He tried retiring. And he couldn't fucking do it. He just was like, man, I got bored. I couldn't. There was only so much I could walk the fucking dog, take your mom out, and all that shit, man. It was just that. But yeah, he's my hero. And that's the thing, man, is that you have to love yourself. You have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to love yourself to be with another person. And the thing about it is that being with a person, especially like nowadays, right? It's hard. It's hard because on one hand, I don't want to be with a person because I'm lonely. You know? And I'm going to tell you, yeah, I mean, hey, you know, right? Valentine's Day, I'm going to be alone. I'll tell you that right now. Yep. I'm going to be alone on Valentine's Day. I mean, the only person that I have is my kid Watson, which basically my kid, quotation marks, is my dog. You know, and I love Watson. I mean, he's the closest thing I'm probably going to have to a child. I mean, I don't really see myself being a father. Just putting it out there. I will probably never father children. I mean, I say probably because I don't want to say that, never say never. But it's pretty much in the bag that I won't. So I'll just leave it at that. You know, there's like a 99% chance that it ain't gonna fucking happen. But but yeah, so Watson is the closest thing I have to a child, and I love Watson with all my heart. You know, he's a good dog, good kid. You know, and that goes back to my pops always saying that, because I grew up with dogs, man, all my life. So, well, yeah, pretty much all my life. And you know, when I was a kid, we had Scruffy. When I was a teenager, we had Indy. Yeah, all my life, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, you never really thought about it. Yeah, Candy, Remy, and Watson. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, I've had a few. Huh. But yeah, so Watson. So yeah, I mean, Watson's like my kid, man. You know, and yeah, so I'll probably take him to the park tomorrow. We have a couple of parks around here in the John City area, so like I'll probably take him there, and maybe walk around the VA too. It was kind of funny because Chris Schwarzlander, my co-host of John Mayo Cocktails, I was telling him about it, But before we went live, he was like, hey man, what you got? You got anything planned going on for Valentine's Day? And I told him straight up, I was like, well, there was this lady that I kind of wanted to see if she had any plans. And I actually kind of went to see her today. She wasn't, I don't think, or not today. I'm sorry, as I were yesterday, and she wasn't working. So, and I think she's single. But even if she had a boyfriend, I'm one of those guys where it's just like, and so what? He ain't me. It's like, he ain't the handsome Cobra. He ain't Gregory Cabrana. He ain't this good looking. He ain't got fucking tattoos. He ain't a tough guy. What's the matter with you, baby? You gotta dump that zero and give up a hero. Oh shit. Damn girl. Slick back the eyebrows. It's just one of those things, man. It's so hard to and the problem is too, I'm a goofy son of a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a ridiculous human being. So and that's like one of the things that, oh man, I think it's a turn on, but also a turn off for some women, because I'm a very intense human being too. So when I'm not jokey, I'm either really jokey or I'm really fucking serious, like brooding type, like where I'm just like, yeah, really, what the fuck you want? Like I'm really that type of guy, especially at the gym. And the gym's a whole different thing. But yeah, or I'm just really like, hey, it's like I'm fucking manic depressant almost. It's like I just go from like one spectrum to the other. It's just very fucked up. But yeah, so and that's a lot of my personality. I guess, man, I've always been a person, at least as far as back as I guess maybe, and I want to take this. I mean, I don't want to say take this with a grain of salt, but I've always been kind of like that kind of dude where it's always been all or none type thing. There's never, I mean, there's a spectrum, but it's like really fucking polar on or polar opposite. So that's always been kind of me. But yeah, I wanted to see if this lady, very good looking, around my age, I'll say. And because even nowadays, like going out with women who are in their 20s or like, especially like early 20s, it's really hard for me because I just feel like, oh, fuck, man, I'm like your dad, or I could be your father. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I could have, it's like, you're 21. Shit, I could have conceived you. It's like, it's one of those things, man. It's like, well, I guess you're old enough. A good thing is you're old enough to drink, so it's like I can actually buy you. I can buy you a drink, well, if we were to go out. So that's kind of cool. And but yeah, so but still, it's just one of those things, man. But yeah, no, I was gonna have to ask this lady out. She wasn't working, and so yeah. But it's cool. The way I see it too. Things happen. Things work out for reasons, man. Oh, excuse me. They work out for reasons, and I'm a big believer in this. Okay. We are given opportunities at certain times, and if you don't act on those opportunities, then it's kind of your loss, because there's only so much that a deity will do for you, but you have to do for yourself. A deity will not give you everything that you want and desire. If you want something bad enough, you have to fight for it. Now, I'm not saying that if a woman says, "Hey, thanks, but no thanks," and you just keep on, pursuing, it's like no, because that's why motherfucker is called restraining order. Like, she told you no, and now it's kind of stalking. But the thing is that I don't like it's. I will say this: I don't like picking up women at their place of work because if they kind of say no, if they're like, "Oh, hey, I got a boyfriend," and then like I go in the and so he ain't me. For them it becomes weird. For me, you have to understand that I go into a default mode where it's like, okay, I guess it's because I'm so used to it, or just because of the way I'm wired, is that if she just doesn't want to go out, I'm like, okay, cool, right on. So when I see her again, let's say her name's Tiffany, right? I'm like, hey, Tiffany, what's going on? And she's like, huh? I told that guy I didn't want to go out. It's like, hey, whoa, calm down. I was just saying hello. I'm just being pleasant. It's called pleasantries. It's, public gesture, a friendliness. Don't want me talking to you anymore? Cool. Um, so yeah, it's one of those things. I've actually, I told this to a friend of mine the other day that I actually gave this one lady my number. Um, and she never called. But I found out through certain channels that other friends that knew her, she's asexual, I guess. At least that's what they told them. I don't know how true that is, but okay. And so I gave this lady my number. I was like, hey, if you want to go out sometime, I mean, you seem really nice. We have, you like video games. I like video games. You like movies. I like movies. We both like entertainment stuff. If you ever want to go out sometime, just let me know. And she was like, hey, that's really cool, but I actually work 2 jobs, and I don't know if I'll ever have the time. And I'm like, hey, that's not a problem. That's totally cool. Hey, that's why I just gave you my number. If you ever can make time, and if you ever want to go out with me, in a public place, public forum, just let me know. And she was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay. And so I saw her like in a public setting. It was kind of funny because we were at we were at college, and I was actually helping out um, at the bookstore. And no shit, like she sees me, I see her, because I came back from the back from getting a person's books and stuff that they had ordered online. And she's talking with her friends in like one of the aisles, and like no shit, like she's at the end of the aisle, and there's like end caps. She like no shit is at the end, like at the end here, and then she like moves over where the end cap is after seeing me, and I'm just like, and I just had to laugh. I burst out laughing because the simple fact, number one, is that basically she saw me, I saw her, and she was just either embarrassed, number one, or number two, she didn't want any confrontation. So one thing about me, and this is very true. Okay, this is like not my personality. This isn't the handsome Cobra, Gregory Cobrana personality that I show on Jumbo Cocktails or other things, or even on this. This is straight up me. This is kind of pulling back behind the curtain a bit. I find non-confrontational people unsexy or unattractive, I should say. I'm sorry. Unattractive. So what I mean by I don't, if you show that type of in its weakness, if you show that type of weakness to me in front of me, basically you flinched. You stuttered, stepped, you hesitated, and I'm never going to speak to you again. Oh, excuse me. Let me revise. I'm never going to speak to you in the manner of wanting to go out with you, just hanging out on a date, anything. Like I'm never really gonna wanna because because I'm the type of person I will bring it. I'm the type of person I will bring it up. I'm like, hey, you know, how about that time when when we looked at each other and you totally were very non-confrontational. I mean, I'm that type of person. I will bring that up, and a person may be like, yeah, and it's like, okay, you have nothing to say. It's like, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, I can psychoanalyze the situation because I'm pretty fucking good at that. I don't like doing it because at that point, because if you're trying to get with a lady, you never want to do that shit. You never want to call them out on their stuff because it's the reason why you call people out on their shit because you're so fed up with their stuff that you're at the point of like, I don't care what this person has to say. It's about closure for me. Right? So that's why you call them out on shit or you call them to the mat. Now, a true person is going to take that life lesson and either going to respect you for it and be like, you're totally right. I'm sorry. Hard fucking lesson I learned, but thank you for calling me out on it. And you're going to shake hands and walk away, or you may become a better friend to them. Or, you know, they may be like, you're right. Thank you for showing me the error of my ways. And they may like you more. Let's have a drink together. Let's have a beer together. You know. Usually the latter does not happen. I will say that. It doesn't. Now with males, on the other hand, yes, but when it comes to fighting. So some males are like this, and I'm like this too. If I get in a fight with somebody and we're just punching the fuck out of each other. And if it's over fucking something stupid, like the guy got mad at me and I got mad at him for whatever, he bumped into me or some shit, you know, and then we just, you know, fisticuffs, and next thing you know, he whipped my ass or I whip his ass, vice versa, it doesn't matter. Because no one really wins in a fight, you know, if we're being perfectly honest. I'd be like, you know, I'll reach out my hand. You feel better now that I whipped your ass? Or you feel better now that you kicked my ass? All right, cool. Let's grab a beer. Soak up our fucking wounds, man. You know? You know, let's down our sorrows and fucking alcohol. You know, I'll get the first round. You got next. You know, type thing, you know. Because that's how I am. That's called male bonding, you know, violence. Through violence, male bonding happens. It's like, you know, it's hunter-gatherer stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it's one of those things. Do I mind being alone? And here's the other thing too. This is why I bring it up, is because why I talk about Valentine's being good or bad. Because that's why I'm very split on it. Is it bad in the context of like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be alone with my dog on fucking Valentine's Day, but I'm gonna take my dog out to the park, like I said. I was even thinking about going to Bays Mountain, you know, and just going to the observatory there, and they have zip line and stuff like that. And that's what I was gonna do with this lady, you know. Let's call her Tiffany, since Tiffany's a good name, and she kind of looks like a Tiffany. And I really like the name Tiffany, or Brittany. I mean, Brittany, Tiffany. They're both really good names, and yeah, beautiful names. I like Tiffany. I like Tiffany a little bit more than Brittany, but yeah, Brittany is a beautiful name too. And because, yeah, I mean, the problem is, man, is that Brittany and Tiffany sounds very Valley Girlish, and I don't like Valley Girls. Like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, yeah, you know, because yeah, I'm not into that. Next thing you know, I'm going to be dating a Valley girl. Like, doing the Harrison Ford. What was that, Greg? I mean, Harrison. Yeah, so, jeez. But yeah, so Tiffany, yeah, I mean, I would see if she wanted to go ziplining and stuff, and yeah, you know, try to make it, and that's the thing, is like, I would have never tried to make it like a romantic evening. I would have been like, hey, listen, look, you want to hang, because here's what I was gonna do. If you want the full scenario, I will. This is how it played out in my mind's eye. So I was gonna walk in, and I was gonna say, we talked about a show, right? And so I was gonna walk in and be like, "Hey, Tiffany, how are you? How's it going?" It's like she'd probably be like, "Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Gregory?" She would never probably call me Handsome Cobra. I said maybe in the bedroom, but that's a long fucking way from there. So let's not even go there. But and it would be more of like a silver tiger, rather than a handsome cobra, if anything. But that's just, oh Jesus. But yeah, so it probably would have played out like this if everything were to go good. So, I go in, do the pleasantries and stuff like that, and, ask her about the show that I recommended. And, either A, she was going to be like, "Oh, yeah, actually, I saw it during the weekend and stuff." Or B, she'd be like, "Oh, no, I really been super busy and I just haven't had time to catch up on it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, hey, and it's just, you're just doing it as an open. It's just an attention getter. It's just a conversational piece. The opening has nothing to do with anything that's fucking premeditated, that's other than like, hey, it's just for conversational, just an opening. That's it. That's all. It's just a plot point to get to where the fuck you want to. And where I want to go is like, hey, do you have plans for fucking Valentine's Day? VD, Valentine's Day. I mean, I know venereal disease. I know when someone sees that shit, it's like, this guy fucking talking about venereal disease. No, Valentine's Day. I usually say that, but if you bring it up in mixed company, it could be very. You have to understand, I'm a person who, I'm very comfortable with gallows humor because being in the military said a lot of the shit. So that's as far as I'll go there. But getting back on point is that I would open up with the pleasantry stuff, and then I would just kind of be like, "Hey, so any big plans for Valentine's Day? Got anything going on?" And if she's like, "No, actually, I don't," I'm like, "Oh, really? Hey, would you like to hang out with like would you like to hang out with us on Valentine's Day?" And she's like, "Us? What do you mean?" Because either she's going to think that us as in my boyfriend, girlfriend, concubine, fucking mistress, wife. Well, I don't have a ring on my finger, so she probably wants to think wife. But yeah, more of concubine, I guess. If we're going all Dune-ish. Frank Herbert's Dune. But yeah, so harem. If you really want to get extravagant about it. But yeah, so I'd be like, yeah, my kid, Watson and I, and we're gonna go to the park and probably afterwards go to Bays Mountain and walk around there. They have a nice path. They have animals. We can see Watson's ancestors, the deers, and the wolves. Because let me tell you, my fucking dog Watson, swear to God, and to God, this dog is like a wolf and a deer combined. He has hoofs, and the way that he fucking jumps is like a fucking dove. Just boop, boop, boop. Just fucking holy shit. I don't see how he does it. But yeah, so I would, and if she was very, and my thing would be so, and she's like, well, I was like, I would be like, what? You allergic to fun? It's, and she's like, what? I guess you have to do something that is, and here's a tip for people, is that you have to do something outside the box. Because you're just like, well, I just wanted to know if you like to go out, since you and I don't have any plans. No, man, women don't. You have to basically Be fucking Conan, the Conqueror. You know, let's do it now. You know, it's like you have to be that dude. Even if you playing that fucking role, right? Even if you're not that person, you have to play that role and be Conan, the Conqueror. You know, because women love guys with strength and power and know what the fuck they want. And if you tell a woman, listen, look, I want to go out with you, we're going out, you know, Sunday. When? 2 p.m. I'm working 4 p.m. Still working 6. All right. Mall closes at 6. You meet up with them on Sunday. Or usually places close, you know, or not even the fucking mall, but just like places in general. Usually closes at 6 if they're open on Sunday. So, yeah. But that's the thing is that, and that's not just women in general. And I'm just not talking about women. I'm talking about just men too. You know, men like strength, and if they don't, then that means that number one, they're intimidated by a woman or a man who is that way. That they're very, you know, dainty, you know, and very fragile. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that I'm not into that type of person. Very dainty, very. Oh, I'm not into that. It's not me. Never. No, I'm not into damsels in duress. You know. Yeah, fuck that. No. I like a woman who has strength. I like a woman who lets a man be a man, and a man lets a woman be a woman when she needs to be. I mean, it's a give and take, man. It's push-pulley system, you know. But the thing is that so getting back to what I was saying, it's so, you know, some you gotta. So yeah, it's like you just say, hey, you know, my dog and I, we're going, you know, my kid and I, dog and I, whatever you want to fucking phrase it. I mean, I say kid because, like I said, my father. You know, he would always call the dog the kid. He's like, hey, kid, it's the kid. I mean, I even fucking say it with Watson. And like I said, I mean, he pretty much is my kid. I mean, you know, I have to take him pee, get poop. I got to train him. I had to potty train him. You know, I got to feed him. I got to fucking give him a bath. You know, I got to clean his fucking sheets when he shits. If he shits in the house, I got to clean that up. I got to, you know, clean his bedding and clean his fucking his crate or enclosure. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure that he doesn't do that shit. You know, I got to discipline him when need be, or make him do corrective training. You know, as in the military, they say. But that's the thing, is that I have to, you know, and hope to God that he understands. You know, because even little kids, I mean, they don't really understand all that much why you do this. They fucking ask questions. I mean, the problem was, like, dogs a little bit different. It's like, you know, they're obedient, but I mean, it's like kids are. I understand that kids and dogs are two to show. I understand humans and dogs are two to fucking, yeah. It's like, yeah, I understand that, but there are parallels there. But yeah, so, but yeah, I would ask her, hey, would you like to go out with us? And I was like, hey, well, you're allergic to fun? And she would have been like, what? Allergic to fun? And, you know, or she would have laughed about it, or looked at me like I had a foreign object grown out of my forehead. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's like, but that's the not gimmick, but that's the thing that kind of grabs. That's the attention grabber, right? Because, oh, okay, I didn't know you're allergic to fun. Yeah. Like, yeah. And then I would tell her, well, we're going to Bays Mountain, go to the observatory. You know, there's a pathway, walk around. You can see some wildlife. They have raptors there, you know, birds. They have the paddle boats, you know, where you can go on the water. You can see all the fresh kudzu that's taken over the fucking place over at Bays Mountain because that thing is so fucking covered in kudzu. It's fucking kudzu. How the fuck you pronounce it? It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's one of those things where kudzu. Yeah, I think it's kudzu. I say kudzu, but I think it's kudzu. But yeah, it's it's all overgrown, that stuff. And yeah, I mean they have the observatory there. You can see they have a gift shop there. Get a little souvenir. Get a little plushie for her. You know what I'm saying? So remember the experience. And also to zip line, which is fucking cool, man. It's like, how cool is that zip line? If you haven't done zip line, folks, it is great. Oh, it's so enthralling and fucking so great. Conan the Conqueror. It's like, yeah, it's fucking good. Oh man, it's so great. I love zip line, man. I love zip lining. It's so good. And I will say they don't have like a big course there. I will say that. It's just a straight shot, but it's really fucking good. And I would say one of the best places to go for zip lining, if you haven't been, is the Central Florida Zoo in Orlando. Excuse me, technically Sanford, Florida. They advertise it as Orlando, but it's Sanford, Florida. The Central Florida Zoo. They have actually expert, intermediate, and beginner courses. But the thing is that if you pay for the expert, you can go on the beginner and the intermediate for free. So it's like you pay for expert, you get all of them. So beginner is only beginner, and intermediate, I think it's intermediate and beginner, but expert, it's like, yeah. And expert's really cool because you can actually, hook up and zip your ass all the way over to the other side. And, there's this like little, it reminds me of like the fucking Ewoks, man, and like Return of the Jedi, like the fucking, how they live in the trees and shit, man. Kashyyyk, the Wookiees, yeah, it's really fucking cool, man. If you ever get a chance, man, Central Florida Zoo, bad fucking ass, man. I don't know if they still have it because I haven't been to Florida in a minute, but yeah, I mean, the few times I've been back, man, I mean, they got a trolley there too, which is so fucking rock balls. And I think the Bays Mountain has a trolley there too. I think I could be dead wrong. I think they do, or I could be thinking of Steel Creek Park. But either way, man, it's really cool. I mean, there's so much fucking shit to do. And the thing is, and what I do, I usually give women my card. I'll give them my business card. I have a business card, and I give it to them. And I was like, hey, if you ever want to go out sometime, just give me a call. And the reason why I give them my business card is because, number one, it's readily is available. I always keep at least 2 or 3 of them on me at all times, unless if I'm out like at the gym working out and stuff like that. When it's like sometimes, I do have a business card holder. Sometimes I bring it with me, sometimes I don't. I mean, it all depends. Because I have like a little, I won't say fanny pack, but it's kind of like a tote bag that I have with me. It has like a little draw strap and stuff like that, where you can like tighten it. But sometimes I forget it. So, and usually I keep my business cards in there just in case. Excuse me. But yeah, so yeah, it's like I was gonna give her my business card, and then bada bing, bada boom. Or even even if she said, "Hey, listen, look, I'm actually gonna be working," I'm like, "Oh, okay." So my backup plan was gonna be, "Well, hey, don't want you to be alone for Valentine's Day." I was about to say Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day, it totally sucks. So why don't you, if you want, we could get some breakfast or lunch or brunch or dinner, if you want. And I straight up tell her, like, listen, look, it does not have to be a date. It's just 2 people hanging out, not being alone on the VD day. That's it. And that's the thing too, is that basically a lot of times too, like I don't go really out on dates anymore. It's more of what I call hanging out, which is really what it is. Which I don't mind going out on dates. I really don't. But this is the thing about dates with me, where dates, there's a lot of fucking pressure on both people, right? And, about dates, about dating someone. Hanging out, on the other hand, it's like, listen, look, I mean, this is the way I fucking dress, man. You know, I mean, I'll tell you this, man. Like, mine is this because I'm fucking cold right now in my apartment. Like, I dress in like a black shirt, fucking blue jeans, fucking. I mean, I'm like goddamn fucking rugged mountain man. That's kind of like how I am, you know, or like t-shirt and fucking jeans and boots, you know, like I'm a biker dude or a mountain man. You know, it's like that's just who I am. That's what I am. You know, let's be real. Tough guy. You know, I mean, I dress like a tough guy. You know, but that's just who I am. I mean, it's just what I am and who I am. I know tough guy's a label, and I know what I said, and just maybe very contradictory, but you know that I don't like labels. But hey, as I've said this before to coworkers and friends, hey man, we're all hypocrites, man. It's just what a person is willing to be hypocritical about. That's what makes the difference. Is what the person is willing to be hypocritical about, and usually it's what they're hypocritical about is what they believe in. Is that's when they become a true hypocrite. Is what you're willing to believe in that makes a person a hypocrite. So, but yeah, and that's the thing about like the date. Like, hey man, I have nice clothes too, man. I mean, I have nice button-down shirts. I mean, I can look like fucking. I can look like a preppy. You know, I have nice fucking wingtip shoes, polish and shit, man. You know, I have a nice pair of dress boots that I polish, spit on the motherfuckers. You know, and yeah, man. I mean, when I dress up, I go gusto. I mean, I don't go all gaudy and shit. I don't like fucking rings and gold chains and shit, but I look very, very nice. You know, and I do like dressing up. I mean, I do. But for the most part, yeah, I just like fucking wearing this because I'm very comfortable in it. But yeah, so, but yeah, man, trust me, it's like when I fucking when I dress up, I'm on point. You know. It's like, God damn, this motherfucker look like looking to get laid or some shit. You know, that's how I look. You know, I'm not trying. I mean, not trying to get laid, but it's just I try to look very nice. I like dressing up, just like women like putting on makeup. I like to, you know, it's like I wake up, grab a brush, put a little makeup, and dress the fuck up. I mean, that's what I usually like to do. But yeah, so, but yeah, it's. But why did I feel? But okay, but here's the thing. Since okay, I didn't ask her. Why did I feel that pressure to? Right? I mean, because I mean, why did I feel it necessary to ask her? Is it because it's Valentine's Day? Because of the socio stigma of this extravaganza, this date, February 14th? Maybe. Um, do I have any friends that I could hang out with? Maybe. But it'd be kind of weird, you know. You know, you're hanging out with friends and you're the only person there. Maybe, maybe the only person there without another person, significant other. And you have to understand, man, in today's climate, it is very hard to. Man, back in the 90s, man, I remember back in the 90s being a fucking teenager, man, and I don't want to say it was easy, but man, I never really had fucking problems with a woman like liking me. I gotta tell you that straight up. When I was a teenager, man, like if a woman liked me, she'd fucking come up and just fucking tell me or let me know. Nowadays, man, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You know? And that's the thing too, is that no matter what people will say, and this is the thing, is that a lot of you have to understand the American society is that, number one, it's a bit of a game, and I don't care what a person says or a female says. Yeah, it's a game. It's all a fucking game. You may not like playing the game. Like, I have a brother who doesn't like playing the game. He's like, I'm not into fucking games. It's like, brother, then you're gonna play the game and you're not gonna get laid, or you're not gonna get a piece of ass, or you're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna get a female. You know, we all have to play the game. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is, man. And the thing about the game is that people say one thing, but they do others. They do another. Women can say that they want a good man, but a lot of times they don't, because a good man's tamed, right? They don't want a Steve Rogers. They want fucking Conan. You know, I mean, they may think that they want Steve Rogers, Captain fucking America, but really, they want fucking Conan, the guy who's gonna chop off a man's fucking head, throw it in the fucking tall grass, never be seen again, and be like, "Ooh, you know, he's strong." You know, it's like, yeah, no shit. But women like, fortunately. They like a guy who fucking is not scrawny, is not fucking some scrawny ass vegan looking motherfucker. All right. And if you're vegan, no offense, okay? But women don't want that. They want a burly motherfucker with fucking biceps and looking like fucking jacked all nation, man. You know, like the fucking Rock. You know, they want a guy like that. That's what they want. I mean, they don't want something. I'm too. Don't hit me. They don't want that guy. They may be with that guy, and that's fine. That means that they settled for that guy, right? But they don't want that guy, right? I've said this before. You know, they you know, women, they may fuck that guy, but when they fucking that guy, they thinking about me, pal. They think about fucking Conan over here. They ain't think about vegan fucker. You know, once again, if you're vegan, I don't mean to offend you, but motherfucker, you need some protein, like not soy or tofu or whatever the fuck you're eating. No offense. But yeah, so that's the thing, man. But yeah, it's and yeah, and so and that's where it comes in, where today's climate of dating, it's really and this is where I guess maybe I'm out of touch with people, and even people of my generation, man, Generation X, man. I see more and more people Generation X being more and more like Generation Y, and it's like, why are you trying to be like these fucking people? I don't understand it, dude. Or lady, man, I don't understand it. You know, I mean, if I'm dating a woman who's in her mid-20s, is she Generation Y? Okay, of course I understand. She grew up with cell phones. She grew up with fucking. She didn't grow up with fucking pages like I did, right? You know, she grew up with fucking Facebook, and I mean, I remember having fucking MySpace. You know, that's how old I am. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah. Napster and LimeWire and shit. You know, yeah. So, well, fuck, man. I remember having Walkmans, for fuck's sake. And I mean cassette Walkmans. Dude, I remember fucking Betamax. And the only reason why Betamax never got popular is because VHS did, and that was because the porn industry uh, went to VHS instead of Betamax. Because I think Betamax was more expensive. I think that's why. Betamax, I believe, is better quality, but it's more expensive, if I'm not mistaken. It could be, but yeah, I mean, there's still Betamax around. It's very fucking rare. But yeah, but what I'm saying is that so I understand, and yeah, I mean, I used to date a millennial, you know, and so I understood where we were, you know. It's like some things I really was like, okay, and she was like, bah, 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 you know, stressing the fuck out, and I'm just like, hey, babe, it's cool, it's not a problem, it's totally fine. What do you mean it's not a problem? How can you be so not stressed, Greg? It's like, yeah, because if my cortisol levels rise, I'm probably gonna lose my hair, and I'm already losing my hair. I don't need to lose any more. Plus, I'm not gonna do us any good. We're just gonna be arguing about shit. It's just that we'll figure it out. It's what we do. It's what couples do. You know, we just figure shit out together, right? So, but yeah, getting back. But yeah, so and that's just one of those things where, like, being alone on Valentine's Day. I mean, you know, without the company of a female or a significant other. I mean, yeah. I mean, it does in that respect. I mean, it does kind of suck, right? Just because you have this social stereotype, this social stigmata, if you will, and basically you feel like an outsider, or you feel like an outcast, right? But it's nothing too far-fetched for me because I've always kind of been like an outsider. Like, listen, look, I'm into comic books, I'm into video games, I'm into Dungeons and Dragons, I'm into Shadowrun, I'm into Cyberpunk, I'm into Blade Runner, which I've spoken many of times that Blade Runner is my Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I'm into that too as well. I'm into a lot of geek culture stuff, right? I'm very knowledgeable in it too. But if you look at me, I don't look like that demographic because I'm not your stereotypical nerd who's very obese or overweight, has health issues, has hygiene issues, has social issues, poor social skills. I have my own vehicle that I keep very cleanly, and it's not like a fucked up Dodge Marauder or whatever the fuck, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm trying to think of a Dodge Spirit. There we go. Yeah, it's, you know, yeah. I mean, I have a, you know, I have a Subaru Impreza, you know, that I keep very cleanly, very try to keep it as pristine as I can and stuff like that because I do care about my car. And yeah, so, and in 2016, I actually got it, you know, actually got it new off the lot, and you know, so yeah. Don't make down payments on, so you know, that's like, yeah, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, but it's just, but yeah, but I'm a person like I really do, and you know, I live by myself, you know, I and that's one of those things. I mean, I honestly I love living by myself. If I'm being perfectly honest, I mean, if something were to happen to me, it's like there's nobody really. I mean, I'm here alone, so it's kind of like I can't really. I mean, the closest relative I have lives like an hour away, right? So if something happens to me, I'm fucked. I mean, it's just, I mean, Chris is like the closest person, literally, to me. Chris Schwarzenegger, co-host. I mean, but even he is like 40, 45 minutes away from me. So, you know what I'm saying? And he's my friend. Not just my brother, but he's, you know, also brother in arms too. But, you know, and I see him as a brother. But it's just one of those things where, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much alone, you know, so. And that's why, on the other hand, that's why I'm a different mindset, because you have to understand, I mean, I was in the military for 8 years. So you have to understand that birthdays, holidays, and like fucking shit, like St. Patty's Day, Valentine's Day, um, other holidays, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays, all that shit. I was away in war, so none of that shit really mattered to me, because on this hand, I didn't really think I was coming back, or there's like a high probability because of my job, my MOS. I wasn't coming back, and it was the height of the war. So when I was in, so it's just like, yeah, man. I mean, a bit of a fucking miracle that I'm actually fucking here, you know. So it's like, yeah. And on that hand, you know, but on the other hand, it's just kind of, and that's the hardest part too, is that basically, like I said, because you know, it's birthdays too. Birthdays another thing, you know, that I never really. I mean, I kind of celebrated my birthday a little bit, you know, this year, but one of my brothers, his birthday is so close to mine that it's because his birthday is like three days before mine. So his is the 23rd, mine is the 26th. So I mean, we kind of shared it. I mean, we kind of went out that weekend, and you know, and celebrated our birthdays together. But the thing is that you have to understand, like I was saying, on you know, on this hand, off war shit like that, and on this hand, it's more or less, well, you know, I'm back in the States. You know, I was dating a lady on the regular, so and she got me into being more sociable, or sociable, sociable, yeah, sociable, however you pronounce that, sociable, sociable, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So if anything else, it was for her, but also too, I know that she was doing me a kind by trying to help me integrate back in society as well. And it's a very, in for me, it's one of those things where I just unplugged the device from audio. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. It's this thing came up, so that you unplugged the device from audio jack. I'm like, I didn't plug shit. But okay. What I was gonna say is that when you try to find something like love, or if you try to find someone to spend the holidays with, like a Christmas or Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day, usually it doesn't happen. I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you. It's when you're not looking when things happen, when they're unexpected, right? But the problem is that for some people, it's harder. I guess for me, I've always felt alone. Like even when I was with a person, I feel alone and stuff like that. So it's really hard. It's hard to explain for me but it's more of just an understanding. And if anybody's ever felt like this before, if anybody's ever knows what I'm trying to communicate or understands a little bit of what I'm saying, then thank you. But yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like I said, Valentine's Day, I kind of feel like a bit of a social pressure, a bit, because I feel like an outsider, but I don't know why but it's like what I'm saying before, what I'm saying now is that I'm always been kind of an outsider. I've always been a deviant number, never following a pattern really, even though I've tried, and I just don't fall in line a lot. Probably why I didn't make the military a fucking career. So my military career only lasted 8 fucking years and not like 20 or 30. So, but no, it's one of those things, and there I go with the ums again. That's what I'm trying not to do. When I'm not going to say that I don't like not being in the mix with people, or I'm not going to say that I don't like not being the deviant number, because I do like being an outsider looking in. I do. That's no lie. That's the honest truth. I like being different. I mean, when I was a kid, motherfucker, you couldn't give me no damn fucking just regular fucking black shirt. I had to have like the neon fucking color, bright ass color. I mean, like it fucking Hawaiian shirts. I mean, just I was like all fucking about loud shit. Even back in the day, it's like if I had a fucking watch, you couldn't give me a fucking gold plate. Hell no, I had to have that fucking pink, neon, fucking green, pink. I mean, I had a crocodile rock all over someone's ass. I had to have them Elton John shades. You fucking ain't right. And I mean, that's the thing, man. It's so yeah, but I will say that I do get lonely, and I do in some part of my life, I do have a longing for someone to accept me for me, who I find attractive as well. Let me rephrase this. I know there's probably women out there that find me very attractive, but problem is that they're not into the same things that I am. Or they may be in the same things that I am, but I'm not remotely attracted to them. And and if something were to happen, I don't think that we would make good babies. It's and that's kind of fucked up to say, right? It's because it's not, but that's how I am. That's just who I am. It's like I think about that shit. It's like, oh damn, man, if I happen to get this chick pregnant, it's like, well, we would actually make a good looking kid. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's like, I think of shit like that. I mean, I know it's just so fucking rando, right? But I do think about shit like that, man. It's like, yeah, I let her have my babies. It's like, of course, why not? And it's like, hopefully she would be the same way. It's like, yeah, he make a good looking fucking kid. It's like, at least I know that you're fucking strong. It's like, yeah, of course. It's like, girl or boy, it doesn't fucking matter. They be a fucking strong ass kid, handsome too, or pretty. But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, And that's one of those things where it's like boo hoo hoo, right? First world problems. Hey, I'm pretty fucking bad about that shit too, because I knock people about first world problems all the fucking time. But it's like it goes back to what I talked about, being a hypocrite, being hypocritical, being hypocrites. What you're willing to be a hypocrite about, right? What you're willing to be hypocritical about, and what you believe in to be a hypocrite. So that's one of those things where, you know, and listen, look, if you're like me, man, woman, if you're like me, transgender, whatever you are, shim, whatever, transsexual, doesn't matter. If you're like me on Valentine's Day and you feel alone, just know that you are loved. Okay. You may not have someone to be by your side, but just know that, hey, listen, look, I love you. Okay? I love you. It goes out for the people who feel alone. Like I said, you know, uh, man, woman, transgender, transsexual, whatever you are, lesbian trapped inside of a man's body, a woman trapped inside of a man's body, whatever, man trapped inside of a woman's body, whatever the fuck you are, you know, just know that, hey, you ain't alone because handsome Cobra loves you. So that's all you need. But no, I'm serious. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you're here, and don't feel alone because you won't be on Valentine's Day. So, yeah. I'm trying to think. I may start wrapping this up a bit. There's a little bit more I want to talk about. I'm getting kind of tired, but I did want to say that last piece before I got off here. So I know I probably should end with that, but I did want to say that to the listeners and viewers too. But yeah, and that's the thing about me is that, and here's I will end. Okay, so this is and I can wrap this up at 9 minutes. The thing about me, like I said before, I'm a hard person to love because you have to understand is that, okay, I'm a war vet, straight up, and war vets are very hard. And if you did the job that I did, which is an 11 Bravo infantryman, but I also did a lot more than just like line work too. I'm not going to get into it, but I did a lot of other shit. So, I, yeah. This is the thing. I want to get into certain things, but I don't. And the thing is that, yeah, I may not have many views on this. Let's just be real here. I may not have many views on this channel, but the thing is that if certain things were to get out, I wouldn't want them to get out. I think transparency is great, but some things are very personal to me, especially shit that I did overseas, defending this country, and shit that I would just take to the grave, and because it's nobody else's business. And so yeah, I mean, I'm a sharer. I love to share. I love to share with people. The problem is some things that I have to share can be very scary for a lot of people who have never imagined situations that I've been in. So it sucks. I love talking about military stuff. I do. I really do. Yeah. But being a man, just not of the military, but just of war, it's very hard to love a person like that, especially if you are a mother, if you are a father, if you are a husband or wife, and your loved one has seen the horrors of war and been a part of that affliction, then you can only imagine. I mean, you only see what's on the outside, what's going with that person. You don't feel it in the end. I will say this, that certain things that I've done and certain things I've been a part of, I have to say, hand to God, I can't believe that hasn't destroyed me yet. I'll repeat that. Hand to God, I cannot believe that certain things that I've seen, done, and been a part of in war haven't destroyed me yet. Right? That haven't made me gone banana boat ape shit. Just off my rocker. Maybe it has. But I mean, I'm still maybe I'm just functioning crazy. you know. But it's one of those things where a person like me, it's very hard. It's you know what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's work, man. It's like relationships have probably failed because of me, and I'm like, and you have to understand, it's like a woman being with me has to be a strong person, and it sucks because in the end, I feel like I failed them. That they didn't fail me, that I failed them. And it sucks to admit that. It hurts. I mean, it hurts in my fucking heart to admit that. But a part of me feels like I failed them. Because maybe I just wasn't strong enough for them. When I should have been. You know? Because I needed them to be strong enough for me, but I wasn't strong enough for them. I don't know. But it does take a strong person to love a person who's been through hell and who's seen the horrors of war. You know. And if a person doesn't open up to you, it's not because they don't love you or they don't trust you. It's just that it's hard for them to open up that vein because they don't want to maybe either think about it or relive it or go through that pain and suffering again. And it's nothing personal. It's just they don't want that. They don't want to revisit it. It has nothing to do with trust. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of it has to do with the pain that they feel by it's a wound that will never heal right. Scab's over, but it still is scabbed. And the scab never flakes away. It just keeps on scabbing over. Like hardens. It's like a callus. Never truly healed. So that's where the whole, like, for me, yeah, I feel bad in a way that, yeah, hey man, I've spent Valentine's days with, like, plural days. Like I took an ex-girlfriend out to see Deadpool, the first one, when that came out on Valentine's Day, you know. And you know, we had a lovely time. And I mean, that was one. That was like the best. Yeah, that was like the best. That was the best as far as I can remember. That was the best Valentine's Day I ever had in my life so far. Was taking my girlfriend out to see fucking Deadpool, the first one. You know, and it was great. It was a great one for her too because she loved it. We actually went on a double date, which was really cool. And no, but yeah, she loved it. I loved it. And yeah, so. But yeah, just know that if you feel alone on Valentine's Day, you're not alone. I'm here with you. And if anything, it's one day. And don't let the one day make you feel like shit because you don't have anybody. Try to rise above that. And just know that you're loved. And if no one else loves you, I'll love you. I'll be a Valentine. Fuck it. And on that note, I think, yeah, I'll just start winding it down. I'm starting to get really tired. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much said what I wanted to say. But I will leave off with this. Sometimes it's not that a person is afraid to love, and it's not that a person is afraid to be loved. It's just that sometimes a person never finds it, never finds love. Or sometimes they never find love again. And if I'm being transparent and real, I'll tell you this straight up. I'll leave you with this. One of my biggest fears in life, and it's the biggest fear. It's a big fear. That the last person I loved, that was it. That I'll never love again. I'm not trying to leave off on a bad note or anything or a bad beat. I'm just trying to be real here. And it's not me not wanting to love, let's just be honest here. And I'm not trying to be fucking melancholy or any of that shit. Okay, that ain't fucking me. It's not. It's really not. Like, that's not handsome Cobra talking. I'm not melancholy. Melancholy, yeah, melancholy. I'm not that type of person. I don't give. I'm not into that. I'd rather just be happy, hunky fucking dory, and all that shit. I'd rather be all that. But the thing is that one of my biggest fears. I smacked my lips again. I know. I'll repeat it. One of my biggest fears is that I will never find love again. That the greatest love of my life has passed me already. And it's not that I want that love back, because once again, like I said, loving a person like me is hard. It is fucking work. So I understand why that person left. I do. And she even told me. I tried to be strong. I tried to be basically, because I would tell her, and this is the truth, that she was a fucking tiger, like me. Even though I'm a handsome Cobra. Like, I tell her, like, listen, look, you're a tiger, you're fierce, you're a tigress, fucking, fucking claws. You're like me. Independent, but fierce. You're not a lion. king of the jungle, yeah, but they don't have that temperament. Not temperamental. They fucking they don't have that burst of energy. You know, they just don't. They don't flip the script. You know, they're patient. Then they act. And that's the thing is that so and that's the thing is that she told me that she tried to be strong, but she just couldn't be strong anymore. And so yeah, so yeah, that's a real bummer. I mean, that's a downer. I'm sorry, but yeah, I do hope that someday that I do find love again, and in return that I am loved, and I can have a relationship again with a person, preferably a female. But I do hope, and I mean, I hope and I pray, and I wish for that, because you have to understand is that, and I'll leave it, because it's not that I'm being selfish because I want a person to make me happy. Is because I want to know that I can make another person happy as well. That I can give value, that I'm myself, a person like me, or my, or me in general, can give a person value to theirs. You see what I'm saying? Like they give me value to my life, but I give them value to theirs because they see me as something worth having, just like I see her as something worth having, vice versa. So that's and that's how relationships should be. Relationships should not be should be not compromised, but complement one another. So yeah. So hey, listen, Luke. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. Valentine's Day, if you're alone and you feel like poo poo, you feel like shit, just know that the handsome Cobra says Happy Valentine's Day, and he loves you, and you ain't alone on Valentine's Day because I'm here with you, soaking in all that goodness, voices in your ear hole. So yeah, so don't, yeah, you're not alone on Valentine's Day. I'm here with you. Handsome Cobra's here with you, baby. I got you. I got you. All right, and on that note, I'm going to say love to all, God bless, and as always, everyone. Oh yeah, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and like I always say, aloha.